Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And it's so nice to be here with you folks today. The number to reach me live, a lot going on, 800-848-9222. Dominic Carter here with you. By now, you've all heard of, and I'm sure have seen, the armed Nancy Guthrie kidnapping suspect seen in that terrifying first photos released by the FBI. It's only a matter of time until this person is identified and is in custody. What it's going to mean to the case, unfortunately, we just don't know at this point. So these are the first chilling pictures, if you will, and video of the kidnapping suspect, and it's a masked armed man seen tampering with the security camera. He's fully clothed, wearing gloves and a ski mask, and he's seen right outside the door of Nancy Guthrie on the morning, her Arizona home, on the morning that she went missing. So that's a story that we are following, and we'll be taking your telephone calls momentarily. His reviews are going from bad to worse, and the more it's translated, what Bad Bunny was saying in his Spanish songs at the Super Bowl, oh boy. But here's what I'm starting with. We know this has been the case. Term one, term two. The media, unnecessarily so, going after Trump nonstop. But it seems like in the last few days, it's happening now even more than ever. The mainstream media trying to go after President Trump. And look what they have to admit now, right? ABC News turns out that in this regard, the president, as we knew he was telling the truth, this report where in 2006, Trump indeed blew the whistle on Jeffrey Epstein.
This morning, a new document coming to light claims in the mid-2000s, President Trump called police about Jeffrey Epstein. Among the 3 million Epstein files released by the Department of Justice last month is a 4-page FBI report on an interview the Bureau conducted in 2019 with the man believed to be former Palm Beach Police Chief Michael Ryder. Ryder and his detectives began investigating Epstein for human trafficking in 2004. According to the document, Trump called Ryder around that time and said, "Thank goodness you're stopping him. Everyone has known he's been doing this." Ryder also says Trump said he threw Epstein out of his club, and he was around Epstein once when teenagers were present, and Trump got the hell out of there. The former police chief says Trump told him to focus on Epstein's associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, saying she is evil.
Did you have any suspicions that he was molesting young women?
No, I had no idea. I had no idea.
Trump has long denied having any knowledge of Epstein's crimes, but Ryder says Trump was one of the very first people to call when people found out that they were investigating Epstein.
So it looks like mainstream media, you've got to eat crow. The president was telling the truth, as he said that he was in reporting Epstein. And I'm over the Epstein matter. I'm not minimizing the victims, but I know what it's really about. It's all about trying to hang this around Trump's neck. So we go from ABC to CBS. And CBS, they're trying to turn the Bad Bunny situation into a negative against President Trump. Not against Bad Bunny, against President Trump.
President Trump released his scathing review of the halftime show just half an hour after it ended. Absolutely terrible, Trump said, an affront to the greatness of America.
God bless America!
What seemed to irk Trump most was the fact that Bad Bunny, the world's most streamed artist, performed primarily in Spanish. Nobody understands a word this guy is saying, Trump complained, and the dancing is disgusting. Bad Bunny did not respond, but just last week he criticized Trump's immigration raids.
Eyes out.
And Trump made it clear this weekend that's a sore spot.
And so that's part of the report. It also went on to highlight the fact that you have athletes in Italy, American athletes at the Olympics, and they're just taking one shot after another against President Trump and what's going on in America. Well, if you feel that way, don't be a phony. Why are you there at the Olympics? Because you want it both ways. A number of skiers, a number of athletes in the Winter Olympics, all taking shots at the Trump administration and America. And it's wrong. Just like it's wrong if you criticize the president of the United States while he's outside of the country. It's just considered a no-no. You don't do it. But I guess it's a new generation these days. 800-848-9222. We're beginning with your calls in just one moment. I'm a big fan of Megyn Kelly. I think she has her finger on the pulse of what's going on in society. And there are two things that we did play early this morning that we're going to play again, because I feel that Megyn Kelly was very strong on this issue, the Super Bowl, and also this woman where DMS sent me this tape from social media in which she's translating what Bad Bunny actually said in his songs. And so I've double checked myself. The woman is 100% accurate. Some of the things, and this is why it should have never been done in Spanish. We're coming back to Nancy Guthrie in just a minute or so. But some of the vile, disgusting things that he was saying, but of course, he's dancing, saying it with a smile, and we have no idea what he is actually stating. Here is Megyn Kelly.
I'm sorry, Piers, but to get up there and perform the whole show in Spanish is a middle finger to the rest of America. Who gives a damn that we have 40 million Spanish speakers in the United States? We have 310 million who don't speak a lick of Spanish. This is supposed to be a unifying event for the country, not for the Latinos, not for one small group, but for the country. We don't need a black national anthem. We don't need a Spanish-speaking, non-English performer, and we don't need an ICE or America hater featured as our primetime entertainment.
Okay, what is the national language, officially the national language of the United States of America? I mean,
English. And there's been a push for many years to make it an official,
you don't have one.
Documented thing.
You don't have one.
If you would have let me finish my comment, I would have pointed that out, but people have been pushing to make it official.
Okay, right, so you're trying to make official.
This attitude that you have right here is why you in Great Britain have lost your culture. You ceded your culture to a bunch of radical Muslims who came in and took over, and now it's gone. We're not allowing that here. Whether it's Hispanic, whether it's Muslim, it's not happening in the United States of America. That's why President Trump was elected. And whether it's Bad Bunny, who is American but refuses to speak English in his performances, or anybody else, we have to keep the Super Bowl, which is a quintessential American event. Football, that kind of football, is ours. They call it American football. And the halftime show and everything around it needs to stay quintessentially American. Not Spanish, not Muslim, not anything other than good old-fashioned American apple pie. There should be a meatloaf, maybe some fried chicken, and an English-speaking performer. That's what the Super Bowl should be.
And I love that. You listen to Megyn Kelly. She said, maybe some fried chicken. But DMS, the lovely DMS, sent this next clip to me to show how disgusting it was, the things that Bad Bunny was actually stating on the stage. And by the way, I'm coming right back to Nancy Guthrie in just a moment, the news of the day, in terms of, the FBI releasing video, chilling pictures of a kidnapping suspect that was, taking apart her surveillance camera in front of her home. but the trick is on you because they were able to somehow go back through the system, the computer experts, and still find the video. But the individual happens to have on a ski mask and gloves. But I have a funny feeling, but you can see the eyes. Something is going to develop in this case. Whether or not their mother is still alive, I just don't know. I'm trying to pull my punches, because my gut tells me this doesn't end well. And I'm hoping and praying that I'm wrong here. 800-848-9222. But this woman on social media here on what Bad Bunny with a smile was actually saying.
So Bad Bunny finally performed the Super Bowl halftime show on Sunday, and apparently we're all supposed to hand out brownie points because it wasn't as visually offensive as it could have been, because he didn't show up in drag wearing prosthetic boobs. So the bar was set in hell. But the whole show was still entirely in Spanish, so most of the audience couldn't actually understand it. The Washington Post tells us it was full of wholesome family values. Others lectured Christians on how we should be celebrating it because Jesus loves people who speak all kinds of languages. But the problem with rocking out to a song sung in a language that you don't understand is that you don't understand it. Allow me to help you out. Here are some of the lyrics that Bad Bunny performed at the Super Bowl halftime show, translated for your convenience. Ready for this? Bet you're not. I'm gonna take them all to the VIP. Say hello to Auntie. Let's take a selfie, say cheese, let the ones I already smile. A Dominican who is a fresh hottie. The one from Barcelona that came by plane and says that my dick is fire. My dick is being chased and I want you to hide it. Grab it like a bonga. She took a pill that made her horny. She in the Audi, not in the Honda. That's what was being performed in front of more than 150 million people at the nation's largest sporting event by a cross-dressing rapper who we're supposed to believe Jesus would have been applauding because he spews his filth in something other than English. But see, here's the thing about diversity. It's not wonderful for its own sake. Beauty and humanity come in all kinds of diverse forms, but so does the contents of my garbage can, which frankly is exactly where this halftime show belongs, even if you couldn't understand why.
Family values, huh? Let's start with your telephone calls. Line 2, Mike in South Carolina. Mike, what's on your mind?
How you doing, Dominic?
It sounds like you're on speaker, Mike.
I'm not. No, I was just charging my phone. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I was just watching the video as you explained, ski mask, at the individual, the 84-year-old's house, and disarmed the photographs and the video. And yeah, it's who knows, 84 years old. It's going beyond a week. And who knows what the scenarios might be, Dominic, right? Who knows? But among the other things that we have to deal with, the far-left Democrats undermining Donald Trump, still doing a fabulous job, and yada, 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 So, all right.
Okay, Mike, thank you. Thank you for the call. The Nancy Guthrie situation, again, we're all hoping against hope. To be honest with you, I'm glad that these pictures emerged because something wasn't passing the smell test for me with this entire situation. So now we know officially that it's a kidnapping situation. And let's just all hope and pray that she is alive. It is time for a break. We are coming right back.
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And back to the phones we go. Line 2, the amazing that is Lisa in Nutley, New Jersey. Lisa, what's on your mind?
Well, first of all, I want to wish you and everybody who supports you, who comes to Nutley also, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Only 4 days away. Happy Valentine's Day, Lisa.
All right. Well, anyway, everybody seems to forget Jay-Z is the one who gives the final approval for the halftime show. He has a contract. So if the NFL wants to stop getting backlash, they need to get out of that contract and give it to someone else.
But Jay-Z is considered the best of the best, cutting edge. Do you really think the NFL wants to get out of that?
I want to know who thinks he's so good.
Well, his album sales, his sales on all his records. He's considered the best rapper in the world.
Okay.
I mean, I feel your pain, Lisa. I really do. I'm just trying to get, and I agree with you, but I'm just trying to give you the flip side. The NFL has the best of the best in terms of Jay-Z, and why would they give that up? Now, I would make the counter argument that you want to be so cutting edge, you may risk your entire product. Now, the NFL continues to expand on a worldwide stage, but I just don't know if they want to cut Jay-Z off. But you say he needs to go.
Oh, without a doubt.
Right.
Without a doubt. I mean, if he's the best of the best, in my eyes, the bar is really low.
Okay, but then now here's the other question, Lisa. Who's going to bring in, frankly, the NFL, they don't care about me and you. They care about the young people and the young people coming up. Who's going to be able to tap into that? You see, because if they bring somebody like a you or I in, we're going to appeal to our generation. That's not what the NFL needs. They need the younger people. That's why Jay-Z is there.
You know what, that I can't answer. But, I understand the younger generation, but there's also us old people who watch. So I don't know. All I know is it's horrible. And the halftime show, I didn't watch the game. And I was like you. I wanted to watch the halftime show because I wanted to see if he was going to come out in a dress or what he was going to do. And, again, my opinion, he's not that talented.
Right. Wait, Jay-Z or Bad Bunny?
Both.
Right, but I think you're talking about Bad Bunny in this case, right?
I don't think, and Ricky Martin, what did he do to his face? Here's a man that if he was straight, I would say, take me home with you. You look terrible. Do what you will. But what did he do to his face? Well,
they're all trying to stay relevant, trying to stay young. You know what he did to his face. It's called plastic surgery. I hear you, Lisa. I hear you. Thank you so much for the call. Let's see here. Let's go to Harry, line 4, also in New Jersey. What's on your mind, Harry?
Hey, Dominic. How are you, buddy?
Good.
There's a lot of, the investigative YouTubers going around, and this one guy dropped this video about Epstein's will. All right. And there's 50 people in this thing. And nobody's talking about his ex-girlfriend or his fiance who ended up getting $300 million in assets, cash, 35 carats in diamonds, cars.
But wait. Why should we care about that?
Well, because it's if you want to make arrests, they can't follow the money on that. This woman's probably easily trackable. And there was a lot of other disclosures I didn't know.
No, I got it, but why? But why should we care? Why should we care?
Well, I mean, don't we want to have some justice and restitution?
Oh, for restitution. Okay, makes sense. Coming up next, we'll talk live to former Congressman Peter King.
Dominic Carter Show. Entertaining and informative on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And we are back, and it seems like I have a history of doing this with my guest right now. When he's in the middle of something very important, I happen to pull him out, and joining us right now is former Congressman Peter King, who was at the GOP state convention being held in Garden City. Big time for Bruce Blakeman, officially becoming the Republican nominee. Congressman, how are you?
Dominic, I'm doing great. It's been a great day here. Actually, yesterday and today at the Garden City Hotel. It'll be topped off tomorrow morning when Bruce actually accepts the nomination. But I've gone to a lot of conventions over the years. In fact, I even ran statewide back in 1986. I've seen a lot of state conventions. The enthusiasm at this convention is really phenomenal. It's a combination of being not just anti-Hochul, which is one thing, and not just anti-Mandami or anti-Democrat, because it's not really Democrats we're after. It's pro-Bruce Blakeman. People really have been inspired by Bruce. They think he can do the job. They want someone who's tough and strong, and Betsy represents working people, and so Bruce is the guy. Everything is going his way right now, and strong support, and strong support from all over the state. And again, I'm just proud to know Bruce, proud to be able to claim him as a friend.
So, Congressman King, help me out with this. It seems like these days, if you say, hello, Governor Hochul, she goes, I'm anti-ICE and New York is not going to cooperate. It seems like that's her talking point on everything. Why is that?
Basically, she has decided that she is totally indebted to and in control of the left wing of the Democratic Party, and unfortunately more and more of the Democratic Party is left wing. So she is basically controlled by Mandami and the radical Democrats in the state assembly and the state senate, and she's afraid to go out beyond that. Listen, I was with Kathy Hochul in Congress. She was much more moderate then, some would even say conservative, but ever since she became governor, and especially ever since the Democratic Socialists started making such a strong move, she moves further and further to the left, abandoning real people. And that's where today, for instance, Bruce is breaking a lot of the old stereotypes. Probably the most passionate conversation I had was with a NYPD officer from the Dominican Republic. He's coming as a legal immigrant, and he is just strongly behind Bruce Blakeman, feeling out the Democrats have taken immigrants, they've taken people from Central and South America for granted for years and got nothing in return. Then there was the mother of an African-American man, a Army veteran, who was killed, murdered several years ago, and the two of the killers got extremely soft sentences, and she's basically said it's time for African-Americans to realize how they've been basically exploited by the Democratic Party. And she was a strong African-American, a strong Democrat, she had been, and now she's had enough. So I think Bruce is going to cut into that also to working people who see their tax dollars going to people living here illegally, unlawfully. See a lot of wasted government programs. So Bruce is going way beyond just, let's say, a narrow base of Republicans. He's going to get Republicans for sure, conservatives for sure, but also he's going to get a lot of what used to be mainstream Democrats and a large number of independents.
You're pretty good at predicting things, Congressman Peter King. How much of a liability is Mom Donnie to Governor Hochul?
He's a major liability, and I can't feel sorry for her because she could have stood up to him. I think people in New York admire someone who stands up for what they believe in, not someone who capitulates and collapses and caves in the way she has to Mandami. No, listen, everything he's done, and I'm not trying to exploit a tragic situation. To have all these people freezing to death in the streets because of his refusal to change his policies. I mean, that's, I hate to say it, that's an early, strong indicator of where this administration is going. It's almost, again, when crime, if and when it gets out of control, he's going to, again, refuse to change his policies. I just hope Jessica Tisch can stay in office long enough to stop that. But I'm using these deaths from the storm, from the ice crisis we have, the ice crisis in the climate, to show the basic weakness that Mandami has. He's just bound by a very left-wing ideology. And also the fact that she is so strongly against ICE doing a job. Listen, ICE can always change some of its tactics, but the fact is, if you notice, around the country, the only place there's real problems with the ICE activities is in Minneapolis, which means it's caused by the local people and by the failure of local officials to stand by and support ICE. We have anti-ICE people in Nassau County. The situation never gets out of control. And you look at places like New Orleans. Always, again, there's strong ICE activity. I'm sure there's opposition to them, but it never gets out of control because local officials are standing with ICE. That's what Kathy Hochul, she was serious. That's what she should be doing, not trying to exploit a tragic situation.
So, former Congressman Peter King, you're at the state GOP convention today, but the big story continues to be regarding the mother of Savannah Guthrie. And the FBI released a video and still photos today, chilling pictures of a masked, armed man standing in front of her door, disconnecting the camera. And Congressman King, I've been kind of hesitant to comment on this case because something just didn't sit right with me about this entire case. And now I'm hoping and praying that this 84-year-old mother is still alive. Where does your heart tell you this case is going?
First of all, my heart says that this case is so tragic. I don't know Savannah Guthrie well, but I've met her several times. And, she's a wonderful person, and no one should be going through this, never mind a good person like her and her mother and the entire family. I hate to be pessimistic. I mean, I always have hope. But to me, this case never made sense from the start. She's an unlikely target for a kidnapping. The ransom bid seemed to be half-hearted, almost certainly not from serious criminals. So I have a feeling that something may have happened that night itself, and it was not really a kidnapping, but they were basically taking her out of the home. Whether she was alive or not, I don't know. Listen, I'm hoping for the best, but I don't really feel good about this at all.
Yeah, I think you and I have similar perspectives on this. I want you to listen to this, Congressman King. And this is Ana Navarro on The View, right? And so what I've watched for the last couple of days, the market hit 50,000, right? 50,000 for the first time, for the first time ever. And so I'm sitting across a man yesterday. He's got a copy. He's reading the Wall Street Journal, and that's the bold headline on the Wall Street Journal. Yet the media from Thursday of last week, all they want to talk about is the Obamas and the picture of the monkeys of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama. And President Trump a lot better than I do, but to know the man is to know that he does not have a racist bone in his body. I want you to listen to what Ana Navarro had to say.
Well, I don't know who in their right mind is at this point shocked at the fact that Donald Trump does racist things. You see, racist people do racist things. Mm-hmm. And let us remember that in 1973, the Housing Department reached a settlement with Trump because they were doing discrimination and not wanting to rent units to black people. Let's remember the Central Park Five, the exonerated five, for whom he called for the death penalty, has never apologized for that. We don't have enough time on this show for me to go through all of the racist things that we all know Donald Trump has done. The Obama birtherism, calling countries things that I can't even say at 11 a.m. on TV. I mean, Haitians eat cats and dogs. I mean, really, we don't have enough time.
So, Congressman, this is ABC. And this woman doesn't know what she's talking about. Her facts are wrong. The Trump company did reach a settlement, key wording here, without admitting any wrongdoing, and it was more the father, and then with Mr. Trump aligned, but they didn't admit any wrongdoing. And anybody that's in business knows that sometimes it's much cheaper to settle than to prolong. That's why many lawsuits with the city of New York unfortunately are settled that involve allegations against police officers, and the city will settle it out because it's just cheaper to pay rather than legal expenses. Why won't they ever give this man credit, and they want to make him the biggest racist in the world? Why is that?
I tell you, they are so biased. And here's the reality. I've never heard of a biased word that Donald Trump has said. As far as insulting people and taking shots at people, as far as throwing insults out, he's equal opportunity. He said bad things about everybody. That's part of being Donald Trump. And I never see that as going after black people or Asian people or anything. That's the way he talks. He talks like a street corner guy from Queens. That's his style. Also, she talks about the Central Park Five. not to bring that back. But the fact is, at the time that Donald Trump said that, that case was being brought by the most respected district attorney's office in the country, led by Robert Morgenthau, a Democrat and the most respected prosecutor in the country. Absolutely. And to this day, detectives involved in that case, including African-American detectives, are not willing to back away from the verdict they found. And the fact is that if these guys were not guilty of murder, they were guilty of other horrible crimes. That's reality. But also, at the time Donald Trump made his statements, it was not just a consensus, it was a legal judgment that these people were guilty, and it wasn't some jury in Mississippi by a redneck sheriff. It was in New York County by the most respected prosecutor in the United States of America. So if you want to bring down Donald Trump, bring down Robert Morgenthau and the New York County District Attorney's Office, which is respected, bipartisan across the board. So no, and also listen, I was never a fan of Michael Jackson. Donald Trump was. He was a friend of Herschel Walker.
Mike Tyson, Herschel Walker,
absolutely.
I think Don King.
Absolutely.
He's made a lot of black people a lot of money.
And it doesn't. If you're a racist, the last thing you want to see is Donald Trump hanging out with Don King. Don King always claimed we were distant cousins. I don't know, but anyway, you see him hanging out with Don King. He did. So we both had curly hair. So I said, okay. I got to meet him when I was working in Nassau County, and I was involved in boxing promotions, the Nassau Coliseum, and he'd be out there. What a character! Then he was also. I remember I met him during the debate in 2016 at Hofstra University, the first debate between Hillary and President Obama. And again, I'm just using that as an example. He loves Donald Trump. He loves the guy. And, if anyone is a street smart black guy, it's Don King. He can catch on to a racist quicker than anybody, and he loves Donald Trump. So they should forget this. Let's argue this on the merits. If you believe Donald Trump, you don't share his views, that's fine. But this constant that he's a racist, he's a bigot, that to me is just people have no other argument to make. And they just throw that out there. If you're serious about racism, about combating it, the last thing you should do is be exploiting it and making it up where it doesn't exist.
Well, last question for you, Congressman, and I had to ask you, Bad Bunny. I was okay with it until I found out what some of the lyrics were. What did you make of Mr. Bunny, if you will?
Yeah, I only watched some seconds of it. No, to me, the NFL is supposed to be bringing the country together. I think Roger Goodell, going back somewhat to Kaepernick, but especially to the George Floyd riots, he's gone out of his way to pander to Black Lives Matter. And listen, if you want to have Hispanic entertainers or black entertainers, that's fine. But have ones that are not anti-American. I mean, Bad Bunny, whatever his name is, he just come off the Grammys where he was attacking the U.S. government, attacking ICE. You can disagree with ICE. You shouldn't be bringing somebody on. Listen, if some entertainer had just a week before been attacking Barack Obama or Joe Biden, I wouldn't invite him to do the halftime show at the NFL. That should be a place which is free of politics, where Americans come together for one time during the year, where we can actually stand together and have a common interest and a common passion.
And let the church say amen. Former Congressman Peter King, thank you so much for joining us from the site of the state GOP convention. A big day or two for Bruce Blakeman tomorrow, accepting the Republican nomination for governor of the state of New York. Thank you so much, Congressman.
Hey, Joey, always my privilege, Dominic. Thank you.
Thank you, and stay warm and have fun at the convention. Folks, we see all of your telephone calls. Time for a break. We are coming right back.
The Dominic Carter Show on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation, final thoughts of the day. Of course, all of our hearts are with 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. Let's hope that she's found alive and that this all works out. This case has got to be coming to a close soon. Let's go to line 5, Bill in Georgia. Bill, what's on your mind?
Dominic, I'm going to be quick. I watched the Super Bowl, and I noticed that the players were wearing a 250 patch on their right chest, and that's because of we're going to have our 250th birthday. And I just don't understand why the NFL, they could have capitalized on this and start the party off by having a party for America.
Yes, agreed. If the NFL wasn't far left, but we don't know if that's we don't know if the NFL wanted to share the message, because that would take the message off the NFL. I mean, it would be patriotic, and it's the thing to do, as far as you and I are concerned. Who knows what Roger Goodell and his team are thinking? Thank you for the call, Bill. Let's go to Adam, line 4, Long Island. Adam, what's on your mind?
How you doing, Dominic?
Good. What's on your mind? Go right ahead, please.
I just wanted to say that when you had your wife on there, that was very touching. I appreciate that you did that, because I don't think you never did that before. If you did, I never heard it. Anyway, that Bad Bunny and stuff, did you look at the Kid Rock concert? Did you look at that, sir? Or no?
I saw clips of it. I was more interested from a analysis perspective of seeing what Bad Bunny did.
Okay, because Bad Bunny had like 135 million. Kid Rock had like 6 million.
And what is that supposed to mean? The Super Bowl is going to have the bigger venue because historically it has. What is that supposed to mean?
Well, I was thinking about his lyrics. He was talking about lyrics, and Kid Rock got some crazy lyrics too with the statutory rape stuff with them little young girls and his songs.
Okay, so all right, so Adam, so you want to focus on Kid Rock. Why were all those flags shown with the American flag with Bad Bunny? Why not do something in English besides Lady Gaga to give Americans a bone? I mean, are you really going to defend this clown? Seriously?
I agree with you on that, Dominic.
But that's not what you're articulating. You're attacking Kid Rock.
I'm attacking his lyrics and his songs.
Right, but we have limited time, Adam. You're not pointing out the bad of Bad Bunny. You're talking about the bad of Kid Rock.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so tell me what you didn't like about Bad Bunny.
I like all the colors in there, man.
No. I said what you didn't like.
Only thing I didn't like is the whole.
So in other words, just like I thought, you loved every second of it. Why, Adam? Why don't be a phony? And you gotta know that's never gonna work with me. The best politicians in America can't get past me, and you're gonna try it. You don't think I know you loved every second of Bad Bunny's performance? You don't think I know that?
Hello?
You don't think I know that, Adam?
Dominic is done with you.
Adam, I tried to give you a play, but you took too long, and that's that. Let's see here. Let's see. Let's go to Yuri, line 2, Staten Island. What's on your mind?
Hey, Dominic, how are you? Good afternoon. Nothing but respect to you. And,
thank you.
Real quick, when I came here, learned English, was listening to Bob Grant. That's how I actually improved my English. And I never forget Bob Grant said one time that what keeps this country together is the glue. And the glue is the language. As soon as we're losing that glue, we're going to lose the country. And that's what it looks like right now. We're heading that way. I'm sorry to say that. We've got to wake up.
Agreed, Yuri. Thank you for the wonderful call here. So I'm trying to see who's on line 4. Trying to wait for a name as the clock is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. Okay, I can't wait any longer for the line 4. Let's go to Sandra, line 3, New Jersey. What's on your mind, Sandra?
I hope you don't say I'm done with you, but I'm looking at the whole situation. He held up the football. Together we are America.
Right, and Sandra, wait, I'm just letting you know I only have like 12 more seconds for you, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, I was going to raise some points. He's not terrible, but, he didn't get paid for this, so that's a good thing, okay?
They never get paid for it. They make their money on the backside. You do this for free, you make your money on the backside. I got to move on, Sandra. I apologize. I owe you one. Just I'm out of time here. I didn't realize how much the time was. Folks, go to T2T.org. Help the Tunnel to Towers Foundation.
Thanks for listening to The Dominic Carter Show. You can hear The Dominic Carter Show weekdays at 3 p.m. and Monday through Thursday at midnight and Sunday starting at 11 p.m. on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Looking for financial insights you can trust?
How do you protect yourself as an investor? What's the strategy?
I think it's really simple. I think you just want to be diversified in your portfolio.
The Payne family brings real-world experience to every conversation.
Well, I think that's the problem right now is, right, a lot of people that are close to retirement, they're taking so much risks. And if we do get a big sell-off, it could derail their retirement.
Listen to the Pain Points of Wealth on the Red Apple Podcast Network.